Hey everybody, back again. This time on the way to Monroeville Mall for Living Dead Weekend Day 1. Nice sun broke through the clouds just a few minutes ago. It was pouring rain last night, and it was raining quite a bit today. Now it's just kind of sprinkling a little bit, but the sun broke through the clouds. It's beautiful. So now you can really appreciate all the greenery. It's just this vibrant green from being rained on a whole bunch. It's amazing. Very beautiful. And I'm taking the back roads because it just occurred to me. I remembered the rental lady asked me if I'm going to take turnpikes, and I didn't understand what she meant at the time, because why the hell can't I take turnpikes? And then it hit me yesterday when I was driving around hitting a couple turnpikes, because that was where the directions were taking me. Otherwise it was going to take like an hour longer or something going the back roads. That they do what we do at home. They do a fast pass thing, charging to like a credit card or whatever. There's no way to pay manually with a card or with paper. They just want you to go run through and charge. And there's no record for me with this car, so the company's not going to get charged. They'll probably send me some nasty bill with a nasty note. So when I return the call, I have to tell them, hey, the first day I forgot, so let me pay whatever the tolls are now. Otherwise, they'll probably fine the crap out of me. So today I'm being nice. I'm taking the back roads, avoiding the tolls. Thank goodness the GPS app, at least the Apple app, I'm pretty sure Google does the same thing, lets you avoid the tolls. But it adds usually another half hour to an hour to your commute. But I'm also driving kind of like a maniac, so that does make up some of the distance. So that's why I get to see this nice rural landscape and all these homes and stuff, and not so much of the freeway right now, which actually is nicer. I like it. It looks more scenic, and it's more, gives you more of the local feel. It just takes longer to get around, so I'm okay with that. I got the whole weekend, plenty of time to see everything. People are telling me that the line is very long right now to get tickets for the show. It doesn't officially open till 2 for general attendees, but luckily got a VIP pass coming my way. So that means we can get the pass early and start looking at stuff before the public, like 2 hours early. The problem is it's such a long line to get the pass. You got to wait in a long line before you can get in early anyway. So kind of, if it's that busy, it kind of defeats the purpose to have the early thing, I think. But if you can get through early enough, it's kind of cool. You can enjoy stuff before it gets all crowded with the regular folks. So I'm about 25 minutes out. So I've been going for a while. I didn't want to have an extra long stream this morning of just driving. And as soon as the sun broke, I said it's a perfect time to show. The weather's still a little iffy, but the sun's beautiful and all the vibrant colors. So here we are. Conforti's Pizzeria. There's that Giant Eagle store chain. I think that Giant Eagle's been around a long time. According to the map, when I was in Braddock yesterday, the thing that's now a child health center or something like that was a Giant Eagle market. That's the one that Martin works at for a while to deliver the groceries and stuff. And that's how he gets that. He gets to creep out on that woman and visit her house. And of course, the husband isn't there because he's out of town. The boyfriend, which is played by it's Al Levitsky, is there, and that's that house actually that with the crazy wallpaper and stuff. It's not in Braddock. I think it's somewhere else on the map. I have to double check, but Michael was telling me that it's not on the map, and at least for Braddock. So I just was hitting the stuff I could hit last night real quick before I left town. I think the last thing I saw was the Booba house, which became the Cuda house where Martin stays with his family. You see they got all the standard businesses here: AutoZone, Burger King, Wendy's, Denny's, a lot of stuff we have back home, and plenty of stuff we don't have. Pizza Hut, which is like the worst in the world. Arby's. Even when I was not vegetarian, I never ate an Arby's. Just didn't sound right. So I guess we're in Irwin right now, Irwin Plaza. Beer Marsala. Wow. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Abruzzi, Italian Cucina. Lots of Italians right here. Even from Savini. Wow, there's a sign that said, "Pray for Father John." Must be some local guys not doing so well. There's a place back there called Queen of Angels. I wonder if Corey Feldman called his ex-wife Queen of Angels when she was still married to him, with this whole angelic nonsense. If you guys have seen that, he had an album called Angelic to the Core, with some of the worst Photoshop work you've ever seen in your life. And of course the music was terrible. Corey Feldman stuff's hilarious. There's a bunch of people online who are kind of goofing on him for years and years and years, because he just keeps getting worse and worse. He was a respected child actor for the most part until he started doing like silly stuff like License to Drive and all that kind of stuff. But he claims he was doing music since he was a little kid, and then got really serious about it when he hooked up with Michael Jackson, hanging out with his buddies all the time, learning how to dance like him. And people say, well, why are you constantly imitating Michael Jackson? He goes, no, we grew up together, dancing together. It's like, dude, the guy was like 20 years older than you or something like that. You didn't grow up together. You just stole his act with the hat, the outfits, the moves, those kind of grunts and stuff. I mean, he did everything in his songs that were Michael Jackson-like, except saying "Shamone." So it's very. If you go online and look up Corey Feldman stuff on YouTube, it's so funny, especially the people goofing on him. But yeah, it's too much. But he had this whole angelic thing where he basically had his own. He wanted to have his own Hugh Hefner kind of posse. So his house was. He made a music video and some. I think that was a friend's rented house. That wasn't his mansion. But obviously he had money for a while, so he had auditioned these girls who could play music at some form, or he would teach them some basics. He would dress them up in angel outfits, and they would go out and do a staging. He went on the Today Show even, did his angelic stuff. It was just so terrible. And he's really just taking advantage of these girls, right? They're attractive, and they're probably desperate to make it in Hollywood or somewhere out there. And just like other places that take advantage of young women for nefarious purposes, he's right along with those guys. So he wants to talk shit about pedophiles and stuff, which of course he and Corey Haim were abused. It's been well documented. But now he's abusing women who aren't underage, but they're still being abused. So he's just passing on the abuse on a different level. He's a creep. And his ex-wife had lots of stuff to say about him. Not the first ex-wife, the dark hair, the angelic ex-wife, who was like almost 2 feet taller than him. It was hilarious. He's a little guy. But yeah, now he's kind of a laughing stock. And he had a decent resume and reputation until all this shit came forward about this angelic group and this music, like saying, like, it's almost like he's trolling all of us, but he's very serious about that crappy music. It's unbelievable. There's endless footage of his concerts in the last several years where he's yelling at the band, and it looks like a Saturday Night Live skit. But when you see enough interviews with him, and you see how he's gotten, like, you know, legal people involved to kind of go after people, and the cops involved for supposed attacks on him, and all kinds of stuff. He's very serious about this stuff. He's kind of a mess. I mean, he was a huge drug addict in the 90s. He even said on a Sally Jesse Raphael interview that he was doing 20 balloons of heroin a day at his peak, which I don't know how anyone can survive that. A balloon is not that much heroin, but I don't know. I don't know how you're still alive after taking even half that much. Not to mention, after taking that much opiates, you're not going to be able to go to the bathroom. You're going to have major constipation, among other things. Too crazy. And enough about Corey. But yeah, check it out if you haven't seen the years of drama with Corey Feldman. He's just unbelievable. One more thing before I forget. The funniest thing is he went on Howard Stern's Channel 9 show. It was like a TV show competing with Saturday Night Live on smaller channels for years back in the 80s. And Corey, he had a song called "What's Up with Youth," but the song is actually, in the song he says "What's Up with the Youth." So even the title doesn't make sense compared to the song lyrics. But he does a whole routine of Michael Jackson dancing and all kinds of stuff while Howard's doing a phony Right Said Fred dance party episode. Everything's just a mockery of the whole thing. It's just a whole giant parody of everything, including Right Said Fred. And here's Corey coming out trying to sing a serious song, and just all this goofy stuff happening on camera. It just, he got so embarrassed by that after the fact, he refused to release that song or perform that song for quite a while because he thought it was tainted by that performance. And it's like, hey, you got a huge audience to watch you perform. People would normally not seek you out. Yeah, they were goofing on you, but hey, you got out there. Some people might have bought whatever. And then he finally put it on some compilation album. But it's just, you can find that on YouTube as well. Corey Feldman and Howard Stern, Channel 9 show. It's so funny. Clearly goofing on the guy. And he's supposed to be part of the joke. I mean, he went on the show beforehand, the radio show, and knew what was going on. And went on there, tried to be super serious. And it's like, it's a comedy show. They're making fun of everything. So, yeah, funny shit. All right, how long do we have now? About 15 minutes. Again, nice to have the sun. I'm not sure if it's going to be out all day, but it's out for now until it rains more later. It's definitely rained more on this trip than last year so far. Pretty much rained most of yesterday afternoon into the evening. and this morning. Oh, there's the place I stayed before, Highland Terrace Motel. That was a real dive. You can have, obviously it's much closer than where I am now, but actually it was not as cheap, and it was really run down. If you drive by there once in a while, you see 1 or 2 cars there max. They're really not a popular place. The pictures online, the description is decent, but I'm sure they scrub their Yelp reviews to kill all the negative reviews, like a lot of companies do. Because it looked like a serial killer's lair. I have video and pictures of it on my previous trip videos, and it looks like John Wayne Gacy was living there, or Dahmer or somebody. It was quite a sight. It wasn't dirty per se. It was just nasty. So it's funny that I'm going right past it on this trip, which means we're not that far away. I know the hotel was maybe 10 minutes from the mall. A little more than that, 10, 15 minutes. So it's probably sending me down the same exact roads to go there like I did before, including the famous biker road, which takes you right to the back of the biker entrance of the mall. A really great place to come in. Yesterday was the first time I actually went to the front entrance of the mall using the giant Monroeville sign on the freeway, and drove around the whole thing to see the main entrance as well as all the side entrances. So yeah, interesting. But I still prefer the biker's entrance and the biker's road to come in. Oh, there's Classy Bar with a K. Look at that. I think it's just off camera now, but you can see it when I rolled up. $3 all day, every day, 16-ounce drafts. We also have coffee. Charlie's Cheesesteaks, the local place. They even got Aldi here. Aldi came all the way from the UK, I believe, or maybe Germany and then the UK, and then here. Because my friends online that I've been chatting with for years, did all of our music stuff and podcasts and this virtual pub thing. My friend started out of the London area. I always talk about Aldi. I'll have to stop in there before I forget. I forgot to come last time, just to see what it's like. It's like a 7-Eleven kind of thing. So a mini convenience store, I think, that has a little bit of everything. Big cinemas, big lots. Dunham's Discount Sports. So we're on 30 West. Oh, great. Now it goes down to 1 lane. Lovely. The thing about that Highland Terrace hotel, or motel, whatever the hell it is, I think it's a motel, is it's when the road isn't busy with crazy trucks and cars flying by making all the noise, it's incredibly quiet right there. And there's lots of birds in the trees and stuff. It's very peaceful at night. Even had a few owls there hooting away. It's very, very nice. Just not nice inside the facility. Oh, cemetery, here we go. This is the land of cemeteries. I've never seen so many cemeteries in one continuous stretch of cities. There's a really big one in San Jose you can't miss. And there are a few dotted around Los Altos and a few other cities. But they're not like right off the road like this, where you can just walk up and like there's no gate, there's no formality, there's no protection. It's just, let's put a cemetery there. It's wild. Okay, now we're coming up on a right turn. I like how Dunkin' Donuts changed their name to Dunkin'. Like, because they also offer sandwiches now and other crap. People seem to like their coffee, but I don't know. I had a donut there about 6 months ago for the first time in 20 years. It was terrible. Doing my rideshare stuff at night, getting coffee and donuts just to stay awake, because there's a lot of 24-hour places in San Francisco and stuff. I'm back to being a donut fan again after on and off for years. But you got to get good ones. You got to find places that make really good ones. And there are several places around. They got a Trump van sign up there. Look at that. I know where we are. This is Trump country. So, but anyway, the donut thing. Those Dunkin' Donuts are fucking awful. Just terrible. Like almost no taste. The texture was bad. They're too sweet. This is garbage. Krispy Kreme is better, and I don't like those either. You go to a proper donut place, like there's Bob's Donuts in San Francisco, Chuck's Donuts in Woodside, and those areas. There's Happy Donuts in several cities, including Palo Alto and Redwood City, and even San Francisco has a couple of them. Those are all like really good places. The coffee's good, the donuts are very good. Dunkin' Donuts is pathetic, but they're so popular. The marketing just must be the key, because if people tried these other places, they'd go, fuck these Dunkin' Donuts, they're terrible. Try Borough Bar and Grill. Okay, I drove through here last time. It's very scenic, lots of various brick buildings and a few wooden buildings and some metal buildings. Some places are run down, some look pretty decent. There's also a cemetery up here. You drive right through this kind of stretch of land. It's like a curved stretch of road. These green rolling lawns on either side, and those are cemetery plots. They're all like flat plates on the ground, not stones, no headstones. So it's kind of interesting. At first glance you go, oh, it's a nice green park area. Oh wait, it's a cemetery. But it is beautiful. But yeah, they're just cemeteries everywhere. This part is very pretty. Turn right at the light. Go across a little bridge here. And that yellow belt sign, I don't know what the hell that means actually. Dude, what are you doing? What the fuck? Just go. There's no light. Oh, it's railroad tracks. Dude, what are you doing? This Jeep is a moron. Whoa, dude, whoa, whoa. Truck just pulled out of nowhere. Got some crazy ass truck drivers here. Here's a kind of rundown section here. But some of these homes don't look so nice. Yeah, there's some crazy truckers on the road yesterday. They're going like 80, 85, and horrible, wet, rainy weather with very low visibility. They're just flying down the road, whipping around corners and stuff. They don't give a rat's ass. Pretty crazy. I mean, they have traction and they have weight to kind of keep them on track. But, you know, you always look at the speed limit on the road for trucks. They always have a lower speed limit. Oh, here's the green lawn area that you don't know is a cemetery immediately, and they go, oh, look. Starts on the left here, and then it continues on the right, I think. But yeah, they're supposed to have a lower speed limit because of safety, and there's a big, massive vehicle that could get out of control and take out a whole bunch of cars and other trucks. And these guys are just fucking crazy. Good Shepherd Catholic Cemetery. And it's really crazy. He's whipping down this street because it's a residential neighborhood. Be like that scene in Pet Cemetery where the big old trucks are flying down the road, and that poor little kid gets clobbered. Has to come back from the Indian burial ground. Oh, here we go. Here's more cemetery. This is the one that's on both sides. Starts on the right, and then you can see on the left. So yeah, it's just cemetery, cemetery, cemetery. This is Westland Lincoln Memorial Park. Got a few crypts, but the rest are just flat on the ground plaques. That truck's not far behind me. He's flying down this road. And yeah, sometimes they have to use those air brakes they call Jacob's brake or Jake brake. The brrrr, all kinds of noise like a machine gun going off. And they're not supposed to use them in residential neighborhoods, but sometimes they do. It's kind of crazy. All right, let's see if he's following me to Monroeville. Is he going to the mall? Nope, he's going the other way. More greenery. Get close to the mall. I know this area. There's a right turn coming up here. And then a big old sign that welcomes you to the mall. James Street. So we got James Street, and then coming up is that sign. So James Street to James North Street. James North Street is the biker road. Going right down into the mall. So pay attention, up on the left here is the big sign. Welcome you to Monroeville Mall. Here it comes. Monroeville Mall entrance. Yay! And now I'm the bikers coming down the road. We don't like people who don't share. You just fucked up real bad. It's very bushy and overgrown since the movie, but there's the big reveal to the mall right there. Down below to the right is the biker's entrance proper, and on the top is the one I'm going to come through. Oh, police already here. What the hell's going on down there? You can see Monroeville Mall. wonder what they're doing. They got some unruly fans here going crazy, crying because the mall is in bad standing. And of course, there's Guitar Center over there. I'm gonna have to make a trip. Maybe tomorrow I'll go to Guitar Center. Get here a little early and check that out. All right, my iPad was sufficiently charged to give me the GPS that I wanted. Have my little drinky drinks. Get my stuff out of the back. I discovered the tap water is so good in my hotel room. I didn't buy a bunch of waters. I bought a couple milks and other stuff the other day for a morning refreshment and rinsed those bottles out. I've been using those for water bottles. Put them in the fridge in the room and just wonderful cold bottled water for free. Yeah, I know I sound like a cheap bastard, but I am on this trip. Even more so than last trip. Money's tight lately. I gotta be a good boy. Got to be a good boy. So I'll keep this running because I'm gonna go to the front of the mall, then I'll switch to local because of course it will cut off. The signal stinks inside. Hold on, we'll get my bag. Alrighty. Let's get this sucker out of here. Take off the protective cover because it adds weight to the phone that I don't need. Hey, what's up? See some comments coming through. I didn't see them before. I'm not sure if this is about the car. It's a Toyota Corolla. I wish they rented Sirocco's still. I could drive the Sirocco just like in the movie, but they have the zombie mall chase and clean out. But no more Siroccos. My brother's girlfriend in high school had a Sirocco. Very similar to the one in the movie, white with black interior instead, not silver. And it had, it's a hell of a zippy car, man, it was fun. My brother used to drive like a maniac. Take me to school, because we're similar grades. He's 2 years older than me. And Here I am, Dawn of the Dead shirt, all ready to go. So let's go and to show. Man, I got hot all of a sudden. Now that the sun's fully out and the clouds have cleared, see it's still pretty cloudy, but there's enough sun peeking through it. It's hot. That's where the old JCPenney used to be. Now it's the Cinemark. They knocked it down and rebuilt it. And here's the original part of the mall. As you see, it looks a little more dilapidated recently because I think they exposed some stuff to probably review the quality of the building, decide if they wanted to keep it and build on it or knock it down and do something else. And there's some parts that look pretty damn weathered. Give me a second here to add my little gimbal goodies here. All right. Got the gimbal goodies. Bingo. All right. Let's go get the ticket. Yeah, you'll see the biker's entrance down below has had some stuff removed, probably for inspection purposes. And you can see the girders are getting rusty. And the cement's got some issues. Lots of stains and stuff. We got 5-0 down there doing something. But if you look at the entrance there, they did fix the broken wall somebody ran into last year down here. You got that was broken and fallen over. They fixed that. But look at this. They exposed, I don't remember that from last year, the rusty stuff there. It looks pretty nasty. And some of the areas inside that cement look kind of rusted and stained. So a little bit sad. That's a bit sad. So I was commenting on my drone stuff yesterday. Couldn't find my good quality drone from many years ago. Last year I had to buy a cheap one that didn't work out too well. I was testing it last night at the hotel because I forgot to bring it to the cemetery. And it doesn't fly that well. And it's a transmitted image over Wi-Fi to the phone, so it's not the best image. But if I can figure it out sometime, I'll do a few shots with it. The problem is those little wimpy drones that I bought, the cheap one, the wind just kicks its ass. So, anyway. We step a little bit in here and then I have to switch to local because the live stream will get cut. Huh? YouTubing. Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah. Welcome to the mall.
Hi, I'm Shanice. You're from LPN. If anything ever happens to you, I'll watch you back.
Thank you. Nice locals here. Anyway, so there's a familiar view if you watch the movie a bunch. Dawn of the Dead with the Sirocco racing down the hall. This was the in the haircut scene with Flyboy gets a haircut. This was called Your Father's Mustache. Now it's KB&B, like a kid's barber, but you see it's all cleaned out because they're out of business. They supposedly tripled the rent here recently in preparation for kicking more people out, making it easy to close the damn mall, which is really sad. So, fuck you, Walmart. They're bad guys. They ruin everything. The tour will start down there. We're going to the Sunday tour, Larry's tour. Starts down that little courtyard down there. Down where the entrance is, down below is the glass where the fat guy bounced against the glass. And there's a bunch of zombies that get shot and blood spatter on these walls in the biker raid. So, all right, I'm going to kill the stream here and go to local, upload it later. So, thanks everybody for hanging in and look for more goodies. Catch you later.